Hey guys, Cruel Gamers here, bringing another game day, or video day. So, in this video, I am going to be doing something a little different. This is going to be a series I do not that often, but in a bit. You know, here and there. So, as you guys can see, you're seeing my computer desktop. And what you guys are actually seeing is, a screen, I guess you could say. And it's an application called Visual Basic 2010, and this is the first thing, or first installment of the series to my Visual Basic, how to do Visual Basic. So in this video, we are going to be going over one simple application. You guys probably have heard of it before. It's called Hello World. Hello World is one of the most probably commonly used first applications out there. So, to get started, you're going to want to download Visual Basic 2010 from visualbasic.com, or something along the lines of that. It's free. It's completely free. You're just going to install the .NET framework and all that. And you're going to open it up, start a new project, and this is what you're going to get. You automatically have this thing called a form out, and what a form is it's a window. You guys can see, if I were to drag this in here, see this YouTube thing? That's called a form. That's a form. Bandicam's a form. The thing that you're watching you're watching in a form. A form is a Windows window, if that makes sense. So, on our form, we're going to want to drag a button. So on the left, what you guys are going to have usually, I think, is something that looks, and I just did that by accident. Okay. I just need to reset the window layout. So what you guys are going to have when you start up Basic or Visual Basic, whatever you want to call it, you're going to have these two options on the side, Database Explorer and Toolbox. You're going to click on Toolbox and see the little pin button right there? Click it. And now it's pinned to the side just like these things over here. So it comes standard like this. I like to put my Solution Explorer right there just because it's easier once you get into like dragging buttons, your properties over here get fairly large. So for our first application, we're going to take a button. Standard button, and on your properties panel, as you guys can see, the text on the button says button once, but we're gonna have that say hello, or we'll actually have it say start. Right? Yeah, make sure you always hit enter after you type something though. And now if you scroll down even more, you're gonna see under design there's a thing called name. Now this is a very, very important part of it. So the name isn't what the text is. So since it's a button, we're going to put BTN button start. So now when you address it in the code, it's going to be button start. And then next, we're going to want to add a label. And what a label is, it's technically a text box, but the background color could be changed and all that type of stuff. But we'll get to colors later on. We're not even, we're pretty close to, changing colors on things aren't that hard. So as you guys can see, when I switch from the label to the button, the properties on the side change. So you're gonna click on your button if you don't already have it selected. The text, you're gonna set it to you could just set it to nothing, just absolutely nothing. You're gonna scroll down until you find layout, right? Oh, and if you guys don't have this type of design, right? If you have sorry, let's see here. If you have this type of layout, you're just gonna want to hit if it's letting me do it, you have to hit that button there, categorized, and then you're good. So you just gotta make sure where'd the label go? Okay, so as you guys can see, the label has disappeared. So if you can't find it, just by clicking on it, you could, and you got into some code there. If you guys just can't find it by clicking on it, you just click on the form, go to here, and you could find your label. Just hit the little drop down menu icon. And now you're going to want to scroll down. Like I said, auto size, you're going to set to false. So now you could actually size the window, right? And you're going to name it. Remember the name, not the text. LB hello. But you just want the, nope. There you go, LB hello. So now it's considered label hello. And just for at the moment, so we could see what like our text is going to look like. Just going to put in hello for now, and now we could now this is where like you could kind of just go off on your own. You could put 30 as the size. You could strike it. You can underline it. You guys probably it's probably too. Yeah, there you go. You can underline it, you could bold it, you could italicize it and all that. But in this case, we're just going to leave it like it is right here. But we're actually going to turn underline to false. And that's pretty much that. So remember, if you can, the text, just put it to 0. So now we could run the program by hitting this little green arrow up here, and it is considered a debug mode, debug. As some people would say. So you have a form. The button's clickable. You could minimize it. You could make the thing full screen if you wanted to, and you could do whatever you want with the form. It's actually a very, very cool thing, but it's just there's nothing that happens. So what you guys are going to do is you guys are going to double click very, very fast on that on the button, and just ignore what I'm doing right now. And what you guys have here is code. So most of you, if you're watching a Visual Basic number 1 tutorial, you probably really don't know that much code, unless you guys are just getting into Visual Basic. So we're just gonna put some. So what I just did there is I put something called white space, and I just screwed up. Okay, so it's white space. So it makes white space. You always want a bit of white space. I like usually that much. And but for this tutorial I'll put that one just so the code is isolated in that one line. This code that we're typing is very, very simple and very, very easy. So it actually makes a lot of sense if you listen to what I'm saying. So if you click the button, right, it's saying when button start is clicked, what do you want it to do? So where you write what you want it to do is right here. So we want the label to say hello, and we want it underlined, right? So we're going to type in, well, we're actually going to get to the underlined after, but we're just going to type in LB hello. You guys can see it already comes up with an option for it, right? LB hello, and you're going to put dot text, because if you guys remember when we go back to here, if we click on our label, right? Let's get the properties going over here of the label. If we could see them. Okay, there we go. You guys can see it's called LB hello, and it's the text option that we want to change, right? So LB hello dot text equals. You just got to put an equal, because if you don't, well, I don't know what happens if you don't. I usually do, and just do it. Quotation marks, and inside the quotation marks is what you're going to put that you want in the label, or what it's going to say. So like I said, we're going to put hello, right? So now as you guys can see, I hit enter right there, and that, well, as I was entering as I was in there, and you could see it gives an error in the code after I do this. But as you guys can see, now we have this. Hit start, and it says hello, which is nice. You've written your first line of code possibly ever.